Welcome to our fourth session of our Pediatric Nutrition Health Education program. Today, we will be discussing what to consider when making choices about what we want to drink, which means we will review nutrition labels and focus on learning about sugar. We will talk about how sugar impacts our bodies and how our food and beverage choices can both help prevent or be a contributing factor to diabetes. Then, we will look at some healthy snack options and some lifestyle reminders that can help prevent or manage diabetes. We will use the content we go over today to help us create a goal to work on. In our last session, we talked about the different elements on a nutrition label. We talked about the nutrients we may want to limit, like saturated and trans fats, cholesterol, and sodium. We also highlighted the nutrients we want to make sure we're getting enough of, like dietary fiber, protein, vitamin D, and calcium. There's one more aspect of a food label we need to talk a little bit more about, which is sugar content. Under total carbohydrates, you will see dietary fiber and total sugars listed. Remember, our bodies need carbohydrates to thrive. When we want to find products that are high in dietary fiber, we're aiming for greater than 10% of our daily value per serving. But we may need to be careful with foods that are high in total sugars. Let's take a closer look. First, we want to take a look at the difference between total sugars and added sugars. In this nutrition food label, we can see that there are 25 grams of total sugars and 23 grams of added sugars. But what does this mean? Let's take a look at number 1. Total sugars include naturally occurring sugars found in many healthy foods, like dairy products or fruits. It's okay for products to include naturally occurring sugars. Number 2 is directing our attention to added sugars. Added sugars are sugars that are not naturally occurring, but rather are added during the processing of food. Many packaged foods, like baked goods, desserts, sweets, and some juices, are likely to have high levels of added sugar. We want to be mindful of added sugars. On this label, we can do some math to find out the difference between naturally occurring sugar and added sugar. We are given information about total sugars and added sugars, so to find out how much sugar is naturally occurring, we need to subtract added sugars from total sugars, or subtract line 2 from line 1. We can calculate 25 minus 23 and learn that this product has 2 grams of naturally occurring sugars and 23 grams of added sugars, for a total of 25 grams of sugar. We can also see that for one serving size of this product, we would consume nearly half of our daily value for added sugar. That means this product gives us a large amount of added sugar in one serving, and we may want to limit this product for something to enjoy every once in a while. We recommend limiting our consumption of added sugars to no more than 25 grams of sugar a day. Let's consider an example using apple juice. We now know that fruits, like apples, are a source of naturally occurring sugar. It's important to know that when drinking juice, we want to look for products that are listed as 100% juice. In this example, we can see that this product is labeled as 100% juice, and the nutrition label ingredients should include water and apples or apple juice concentrate. There should be 0 grams of added sugar in something that is truly 100% juice. Even though this product doesn't have any added sugar, it is actually still very high in sugar. For this single bottle of juice, there are 39 grams of sugar. We can visualize how much sugar that looks like by looking at the sugar cubes to the left of the juice bottle. If we were to drink this bottle of juice, it would be like eating nearly 10 sugar cubes. The reason this is the case is because apple juice is a concentrated version of apples. Did you know that 1 small cup of apple juice is the same as eating 3 apples? Here's the thing about these 3 apples, though. When we drink juice, we're getting all of the natural sugar, but none of the dietary fiber, which we know is so beneficial for our health. So, when looking for juice, we want to make sure we're getting 100% fruit juice. But even then, we may want to limit drinking juice to 1 or 2 times a week. If your child really likes juice, it's a healthy idea to dilute juice with water little by little. Over time, your child won't notice that they may be drinking a cup of juice that is half juice and half water. Juice is not the only beverage that contains high amounts of sugar or has the potential to be a source of lots of added sugars. When drinking many options out there, a lot of people don't intend to consume the amount of sugar that these drinks really have. For this reason, we may call these particular added sugars hidden sugars, because most people don't realize how much sugar they really contain. These are some examples of common beverages that also contain high amounts of added sugar. Some of these drinks contain nearly 10 sugar cubes. What other examples of beverages with hidden added sugars can you think of? Instead of buying chocolate milk or agua frescas at the supermarket, we can make our own versions right at home. While this may not be something we have time to do every day, it could be a fun activity to do as a family, as well as make these beverages something we enjoy on occasion rather than regularly in our diets. One reason that making our favorite drinks at home can be healthier is because we can visually see how much sugar we are adding to them. While we may still be choosing a sugary beverage, we have more control over just how much sugar is going into our drink than if we bought it in the store. We can also look for sugar alternatives that are healthier than some traditional sugar products. Some common examples of sweeteners that you can look for in the store include honey, monk fruit sweetener, stevia, and maple syrup. While these alternatives are still sugars, they are a natural option compared to some of the processed sugars that are so common and can be better for our bodies. Here is an example of a popular recipe that helps us monitor how much sugar we are adding to our drinks. For example, this recipe uses brown sugar, which is lower in calories compared to white sugars and may also contain some micronutrients that are helpful for our bodies. Pause this video to take a picture of the recipe or look for it in the packet mailed home to you. Children benefit most from drinking milk and water. As you may recall, milk is a great source of calcium and vitamin D, which helps strengthen children's bones. Water is something that every human needs to make our bodies function at their best. Staying hydrated is critical for our health, but how much water do we really need? Every person will have different hydration needs because of a variety of factors, including activity level, age, size, and even the climate someone lives in. If you ever feel thirsty, that's a sign you may need more water. It's important to listen to our bodies to make sure we're drinking enough water. If you or your child is feeling thirsty, opt for water or milk instead of a sugary beverage. Children 1 to 3 years old should be drinking about 4 cups of water or milk each day. For 4 to 8-year-olds, they may require an additional cup. Older children may require 7 to 8 cups of water each day. If the water at home is safe to drink, buying a reusable water bottle is one way to support good hydration in kids, as well as to help the environment by eliminating the use of plastic water bottles. It can even help us save some money at the store too. So, we've been talking a lot about added sugar, and you might be wondering how it can affect the way our body works. As we've talked about, a lot of foods that we may eat throughout the day contain sugar. Sometimes the sugar is naturally occurring, and sometimes it is added in during food processing. When we eat food that contains sugar, it will enter into our bloodstream. Our pancreas is a body part that helps us digest our food. One way our pancreas works is by releasing a hormone called insulin, which helps sugar get absorbed into our cells so it can be utilized. Think of insulin like a key that opens the door to your cell. When the insulin helps open the cell's door, sugar can enter. Sugar enters your cells and then is used to make energy. Our bodies use that energy to move throughout the day. Let's use our example of apples and apple juice to look at the difference in our blood vessels when we eat these different foods. An apple, which has naturally occurring sugar, also has dietary fiber. This dietary fiber acts like a net as the apple is absorbed into our bloodstream. It slows down the absorption of sugar into our cells. This helps us control our appetite and maintain good, stable levels of energy. When we drink apple juice, even without added sugar, sugar is still concentrated and we don't get the benefit of dietary fiber. There is no net to slow down the absorption of sugar into our bloodstream, and our bloodstream gets overwhelmed. This can lead to sugar highs and sugar crashes. Having a diet high in sugar can cause inflammation, which is linked to many chronic diseases. Diabetes is a chronic disease that makes it hard for the body to process sugars. It is linked to the hormone insulin, which is made by the pancreas. Remember, we can think of insulin like a key that opens cell doors. When cell doors open, the cells can absorb sugar and use it for energy. When they cannot open, then cells cannot use sugar for energy. In type 1 diabetes, the pancreas has trouble making insulin, so the body needs help figuring out how to open cell doors. Type 1 diabetes is genetic and can't be prevented. However, a person's diet, healthy lifestyle, and weight can impact the severity of type 1 diabetes as well as the onset of type 1 diabetes. In type 2 diabetes, the pancreas still makes insulin, but the insulin's keys don't fit correctly in the cell doors, so they cannot open. This makes it difficult for cells to make energy using sugar. This means someone may lack energy or feel tired often, in addition to other health problems. A person's diet, physical activity, and weight can all impact someone's risk of developing type 2 diabetes. A person who has type 2 diabetes will have difficulty processing sugar in their bloodstream. When the pancreas releases insulin, the insulin will not be able to work to help cells absorb the sugar. In other words, the insulin's key won't be able to fit into the lock of the cell door, so the cell door can't open. When sugar can't get into cells, it remains in the bloodstream. That means there are high levels of sugar in the bloodstream, which can cause damage to blood vessels. This may make it hard for blood to flow through blood vessels. When this happens, our body cannot get the energy to do things we enjoy every day, and we may not feel like our best. When managing diabetes, preventing diabetes, or managing a healthy lifestyle, it is important to make healthy choices. Even the smallest decisions we make every single day can make big changes in our health. One way we can make little decisions every day that can make big changes in our overall health is when we pick out our snacks. While chips, soda, and sweets may be popular options, we should save these snacks for every once in a while. Instead, we can pick snacks from our 5 food groups. Here are a couple examples on the screen of some popular healthy snack alternatives. Switch your ice cream out for a low-fat yogurt with your favorite fresh fruit and a little bit of honey. Rather than buying popsicles at the store, be creative and try making your own fruit pops at home. Each member of your family can choose their favorite fruit flavors. Swap your go-to soda for a flavored carbonated water with no added sugar. Save your favorite chips for every once in a while and instead cut up some fresh cucumbers and add some lime, tahini, or salt. Staying hydrated, eating healthy snacks, and getting 60 minutes of physical activity is important both to help prevent diabetes, but also to help someone living with diabetes manage their symptoms and health. And even if someone isn't managing their diabetes, these are the pillars of a healthy lifestyle for anyone and everyone. In addition to the healthy lifestyle tips we just discussed, there is one more thing we can do every day to benefit our health. That's brushing our teeth. Fluoride is an important mineral for all children, and maintaining good oral health can help prevent cavities and is also part of staying healthy overall. You can maintain good oral health in 4 main ways. One way is by drinking water that has fluoride in it. Another way is to brush your teeth twice a day. Eating a healthy diet, limiting sweet drinks, sticky candies, and snacks is another way that we can maintain good oral health. Additionally, you can talk to your dentist or doctor about fluoride treatments. We've talked about a lot of important information today. Let's start thinking about how we can turn this information about sugar, beverages, and building a healthy lifestyle into our next goal. Remember, goals help to give us direction and motivation toward changing our behaviors. Making small, achievable goals will help us successfully make big, meaningful lifestyle changes over time. I will go over a sample goal today that you may use. However, goals are individual and you have to think about where you are at the moment, where you want to go, and then set realistic personal goals that will help to get you there step by step. When looking at this list of possible goals, keep in mind how you can modify them to challenge your family and use them as inspiration for this next goal you write or future goals you make. Notice how they follow the SMART model. These goals are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. Once you decide on the goal you'd like to work on, you can use this chart to write more details about it. The more detailed we make our goals, the more likely we are to be successful. Let's look at this example. For this example, the what will we do is to read the nutrition label to limit added sugar to less than 5 grams in school snacks. The when to start is the Monday after you make the goal. How often is that you will pack healthy school snacks 5 times per week. Where includes where in the store you'll find snacks and where you will keep them at home. How will I support my child helps you identify ways you as a parent can be influential, such as doing the activity and goal with them, helping to keep them motivated, and helping them record their progress. Writing out your goal in this level of detail helps as it removes most of the decision making needed on the actual day. So all that you have to do is decide which snack to bring to school, and you don't have to decide anything else. This helps to remove barriers and make it more likely that you will achieve your goal. Remember to be flexible with your goals and modify if needed, rather than giving up. So in this example, if you have to miss a day, you can choose a different day over the weekend to make it up. See the success in everything that you have been doing, as every little bit really does help, and something is always better than nothing. It's often helpful to have some sort of tracker to record progress towards your goal. This reminds you of the goal itself and gives you a visual to reinforce the success as you check off the days you have achieved it. This tracker is just one example of a daily tracker you could keep on your fridge or somewhere else that you will see it every single day. Thank you so much for participating in today's session. If you would like to speak to a health educator for more details about the information covered in this session, please call the Ysidro Health call center at 619-662-4100.